All right, like I said, I'm Marlix, and I'm going to be your host for the next couple games. First of all, we've got coming up Portal Glitchless by LeoKeidran, and with that, I'm going to pass it off to him. I say, Leo, take it away.
Yeah, hi, I'm Leo. Welcome to Portal. We're going to be running the Glitchless category, so I'm going to get started straight away. So let me launch a new game here. We're going to launch into the first chamber. I'm going to give a little countdown. It's a little bit weird as to when time starts. It's when the crosshair appears, so I'll count that in for you. So that will be in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and start time. So the first little thing is we're in this little vault. We're going to wait 50 seconds, unfortunately, for GLaDOS to introduce herself. So in the meantime, we're going to take this mug and we're going to smash it against the light, which is interactable, by the way. It's a common thing that you won't see. We're also going to take this clipboard and duck it into the toilet and flush it because we don't like aperture. We're also going to take this radio, do a couple of flips here, and of course, hurt ourselves. But let's chuck that in the corner as we wait for GLaDOS. For some reason, this mug completely scatters into a bunch of pieces, and there isn't actually a category for this where you can essentially clip that through the little gaps in the chamber, and then you have to take it through the rest of the game. I think it's cut % or something. It's really silly. It's a really good fun category to watch if you're sick of standard Portal. Now, as we are running the Glitchless category, you're not going to see anything too crazy, but rest assured, you're going to see some pretty insane movement. You're going to see some crazy things going on. The first few things, of course, are going to be pretty boring with the standard chambers we're going to do, but welcome to the Benelux Speedrun gathering. As you normally would say, average science, but had some fun there, changing that. Anyway, the restaurant is going to be a glitch category, so I won't be able to shoot portals through walls or do anything too crazy, but you are going to see me doing little bunny hops here. So essentially that's where I'm scrolling with the scroll wheel and basically hopping through each of these little windows, these portals, as that's slightly faster than just running. So let's drop that there. You can see I'm going to do a set of B-hops here to get to the end of the chamber. You'll also notice it says saved in the middle of the screen. That's just me basically making sure that if I do a trick and I mess up, that I can redo the trick without any problems. That's pretty important, I would say, to be able to have a little bit of a backup, especially when it comes to a marathon. But we've managed to do the base ones, and now we will finally get our hands on the portal gun. Now, the portal gun itself, we're only going to get a single portal first, but it still is a lot better than just running around. We're going to shoot portals on walls. So the first one we're going to shoot is going to grab this portal, we're going to shoot it on the floor, and then shoot at this wall. It's going to be faster than running everywhere, and that's what's called portal peeking, where we essentially step through a portal, shoot the portal, and then step back through, which is much quicker. So you can see I'm going to grab this portal gun here. I'm going to fall through the portal and immediately walk through. I don't even have to walk that distance. Essentially, the rest of the run is going to be me utilizing portals to either fling, to either portal peek, which is faster, or once we get this dual portal device, we're going to do some kind of crazy stuff. So for now, let's step through here. There you go. That's chamber 3 done. One couple portals and we're done. So don't blink. You will miss the rest of the run. Especially as it gets a little more complex later on. It's going to get more and more intense with the way that we move around each chamber. At first, it's a little tame, so you can get an idea of what's going on here. But it's going to get much worse. So interesting enough, I got a RePortal there, which is essentially some interesting piece of tech is that when portals themselves have a little bit of travel time, you'll notice anytime I shoot a portal quite far away, I have to wait a second for it to connect. An interesting thing is that essentially if I have a portal open or close right as I'm passing through it, I get an extra bit of velocity, which in some cases can be really bad, in some cases can be really, really beneficial. We're going to do a little cube drop. Need to listen for that little button sound. We're going to grab this cube and slip through the ball there, and that's 05 done. which is pretty healthy. Now we have to wait for GLaDOS to keep talking. We also want to stand at the back of these elevators. These are chamber locks. Essentially, each level has a flag, an element that looks for where you're standing. And for some reason, some are placed away at the back here for the chamber lock to move. So you'll notice at the end of each chamber, I'm going to be standing right at the back. And then as it moves, I'm then going to move to the front for safety. That also means that I can essentially keep moving really quickly. Let's see if we can get a nice strafe in here. Fingers crossed. Oh, so that's what I mean by some odd behavior with the portals. So we'll go one last try. And if not, oh, there you go. There's the little strafe there. So essentially we're dropping through the portal and we're moving a quirk of the source engine. It's based on the really old gold source and essentially a bunch of different reasons, but essentially air movement is applied when you hold the direction of travel and then move your mouse in the same direction, which results in some odd behavior, but it means that you can get extra speed, which is really useful in that sense. So I got a little bit of extra distance to land onto the lift without actually having to do the puzzle. So that's one way to do that. We just did a fling there, so basically we launched ourselves into the portal, and then on the way out, we then launched ourselves again. We're going to do some interesting tech movement here. So we got a RePortal there, which is not what I expected, but we are just going to hop out. Ooh, I actually did make it. All right. I wasn't expecting to make it the first time, so that's interesting. There we go. So we just ignore the entire chamber. There's that small bit of geometry in the corner. You can also stand on the pellet receiver. That's another one that's pretty common on beginner routes. You step on that instead. Well, I was not expecting to hit it the first try that I did. All right, let's get a cube throw in here. Let's grab this cube and hey, there we go. Just on the button, slip through the door. It closed right after me. But that's probably as close as you can get it. So I'm pretty happy with that. And then we move on to, I can showcase portal peeking a lot better in this this chamber, in chamber 10. Essentially, as you'll see here, when I hop over here, I'm going to place this portal here. And I'm going to shoot the portal and essentially step back through. Like, if I can hit it, that would be lovely. There you go, like that. So essentially, I shot the portal, step back through right at the last second. We're going to do some movement through the air. Nice. Just got my legs up. And there's chamber 10. And we finally get introduced to the dual portal device. Now, the rest of the run's going to be pretty wacky. We're going to do some weird flings. We're going to do some portal peaks. So do not miss this. Do not blink, as that will be it. But here we go. Grab the portal device.
The device has been modified so that it can now manufacture 2 linked portals at once. As part of an optional test.
That's it. We now got the dual portal device. And now we're going to move on to one of the harder cube throws. So cube throw essentially is we're kind of pressing mouse 1 while we're sort of doing this weird upward motion. That gives the cube an extra bit of speed, which is really useful. And in this case, we're going to kind of need it. So we're going to do a fling here. That's going to be a little slow, but that's okay. We're going to grab this cube. We're going to stand here, and we're going to do a cube throw like that, and the door's just going to open just enough for me to slip through. So that's probably one of the hardest cube throws to do. So if you ever decide to pick up this game and run the Glitchless category, and you try and do that cube throw, you might be there for a little bit trying to get an idea of where to stand. The main motion is just make sure not to hit the cube on the floor, and get a nice smooth action in there. This chamber, GLaDOS jokes that it's gonna take a while, but rest assured. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. She jokes that it's going to take a very long time. It doesn't. Except for the few retries, but I feel like that's excusable. But essentially with that, you have a spec cube laying about, so you can throw that onto a button while you're standing on a button. This is also going to be a really quick chamber here. That right there was chamber 14. One of the longer chambers, casually, you have to do like a couple different segments together. But that's it, 14 is all done. It's one of my favorite chambers. Casually, even you can cheese it without really knowing speedrunning strats. But 15 here is probably the best showcase of different segments kind of linked together.
And brief counseling will be available at the conclusion of the test.
So I got first cycle, which is really good.
You help us
And then
all.
we're going to do another fling here over that platform. Then we're going to do an extra fling up to the end, and that is it. You can see it's quite a long chamber, but we've just basically stitched multiple different flings and connections together to make it as quick as possible. Ah, yes. Chamber 16. Okay, you don't want to miss this. This is quite an exciting chamber because in the last year, there was a change in the routing, which means you stand here between these portals, and the strat's called Spider-Man strat, and you'll very quickly see why, because it is absolutely insane strat. So don't look away, because you will miss it. We're going to shoot some portals. We're going to shoot over here. We're going to put a portal up here, then on this wall over here, on the floor and on the wall, then on the wall and the wall again, and that is the end of the chamber. I'm just going to make sure I don't die. That's important. Slightly slower though, but important that I don't die. And that was Spider-Man strat. So I hope you didn't miss it, because that's it. That is Android hell, as I like to call it. But moving on from drones shooting us, or else we now have the companion cube. And this operation is also just full of cheese.
Companion cube in 3, 2, 1.
We've got our companion cube here. We're gonna hop onto it like normal. We're gonna hop up here. We're gonna make sure to get ahead of that orb there, that pellet, to make sure we just don't die. And if I keep on hopping, you can see here, I'm going to make it ahead of that pellet, and I'm going to just kind of throw the companion cube. I'm going to grab this camera, and this might seem a bit questionable. This isn't how you solve the puzzle. This is one way to solve the puzzle, and it's the fastest way in Glitchless to get around. You see, I just jumped on top of the camera, then jumped on top of the cube, and just like that. Make sure the cube stays on there. And unfortunately, we now have to incinerate it. So get a nice little cube throw in there for the fun of it. But just like that. Goodbye, companion cube. It's not hanging around. We only saw it for about 20 seconds. So, rest in peace, companion cube. All right. We're now starting to kind of reach the last few standard chambers. So let me just line this up. We're going to use a camera again in this chamber for absolute memory. We're going to grab this camera, as long as I don't die. There you go. We're going to lodge it up into that door, and then we're going to launch ourselves back over here. We're going to step on this button just long enough for the door to get lodged by the camera. And then we're going to launch ourselves through here. I'm going to do a little quick save here. And let's see if we can get a RePortal, because it'll be... Nope. Well, oh no. Okay, cool. We're good, we're good. There we go. Oh, that was a big RePortal. Okay, so as sort of mentioned earlier, a RePortal is essentially where the portal closes behind you and gives you a little bit extra velocity. In that case, we skip an entire platform, which is incredibly useful. It means that we don't have to go back up and then back down and then repeat again. You see again, I'm standing in the back of the chamber left. And this is the final main chamber that we do before we then head on to dealing with GLaDOS. We've had enough of her, sick of her. She's bothering us too much. So we're gonna do a couple quick portal peeks here, so you'll see. And then I'm gonna shoot an extra portal over there. I'll line up a shot here, and fingers crossed. There we go. So there's a nice little seam shot you can perform there.
All aperture technologies remain safely operational up to 4,000 degrees Kelvin.
See here, doing some more portal peeks, and slip through into the tube. Tube! There we go. This tube has some odd physics behavior, so If you do this for yourself, you'll notice this when you do this.
What
Let's
are you doing? Stop it.
escape here. You'll notice this is 09. And we're gonna fling our way through to the little escape down here.
Where we pretended we were going to murder you.
Slip down here.
We are very,
And we want to stand on this little
very
ledge.
happy for your
It
success.
allows us to hit a
We
pretty
are throwing a
kind of
party
tight
in
shot.
honor of your tremendous success.
And just like that, that is 19 done. We got the first sections of the escape now. There we go. Get there eventually. Fortunately, we have to wait for cycles here anyway with these pistons. I'm going to do a slightly slower strat just for safety. We're going to fall through here, back down here. Hit that pole for a little bit of extra speed. Then we're going to do some more portal peaks. Shoot a portal down here. And fingers crossed I get the nice angle. Good. And that's it. That is that section done. Alright, so we've got to do some precarious portals here. But it should allow us to escape without any problems. Get confused there with the angles. Nice. Alright, we're going to make sure not to knock this guy over. It's pretty important not to hit him over. There we go. I'm going to shoot an extra pull down there just for safety, just because I do not want that turret back there to get knocked over. You'll very quickly see why. We're going to need him to shoot some bullets for me, directly at me, and at the glass back there. That breaks all the glass that I need. You can see the turret is now ready to shoot. We've got the glass there, that's now broken. We're going to get a nice quick fling. There we go, hit that. Alright, and now we're on to the last section of the game. That's the final load. So we're going to do a nice catwalk skip. So we get a little bit extra height there. I did not hit it, unfortunately, which is fine. There we go. That hit much better. And we're now onto the GLaDOS fight. So time is coming up in the next like 2-3 minutes. So tech should be ready on that. But what we're going to do is we're going to line up a few bits here. Unfortunately, GLaDOS has to do a little bit of talking. So let's get this first core lined up, and then I'll round off a few bits.
Now I have a surprise for you. Deploying surprise in 5, 4.
So the first orb there dropping in, lovely. Okay, then we've got a little bit of time to kill while we wait for GLaDOS. So I'll do a quick roundup. So yeah, I'm Leo. I run Portal, but I also run Anime Surgery. I did commentary for Double earlier on today, and I'll be showcasing New Blood tomorrow. It's the main thing I sort of focus on is Anime Surgery. But if you're looking to speedrun Portal, whether it's the inbounds no SLA, the out of bounds, all the glitches categories, definitely join the Discord and look at the documentation they have. It is some of the best documentation I've seen ever for a game. It has so many different updates. Anytime a route changes, you know, what we did with 16 with Spider-Man strat, there's perfect documentation for that as well. So there's lots of different things to get yourself sort of acquainted and get yourself used to it. Alright, the GLaDOS fight here. So we're going to do a faster strat, grab this core, slap it into there. There you go, there's the first hit.
You think you're doing some damage?
There we go, there's the next one.
In base 4.
It missed, that's fine, fortunately. That shit hit this time. I need to make sure I land on that.
In base 4.
There we go.
Because I was curious about your
Alright, we're going to grab this core. We're going to drop it into the incinerator and, ooh, make sure to get that. And we're on the final core, so time will come up when the crosshead disappears, so I'll count it in. Alright. Okay, time is in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is GLaDOS defeated and Portal glitchless. Hope you enjoyed.
All right, thank you, Leo, for that excellent run. Very fast, indeed. We're going to be setting up for the next game, so stay with us, grab some coffee or whatever drink you prefer, and we'll be right back.